Well, hello. This is you can just call me Gort. Um, I wanted to show you some things about this tree here. It's a Macintosh behind me, and the previous growing season, I measured with my ruler. We got previously, if you look at the ruler here, we got previously about 17 inches, was inch and a 17 inches, which is about a foot and a quarter. Not terribly bad. Years before, however, if you look way up in the middle over here, there you go, right there in the middle, we've gotten roughly almost 3 feet worth. Now this is a Macintosh behind me, which, if you can see, it's been pruned several times, and that's the shock ratio, which happens every growth season. Now, about grafting, uh, this is going to be an interesting one, the grafting segment that I wanted to do here. Um, Obviously, I never get to post this, but if I did, this is how I think I would do it. Now, we are in February going into March in the next couple of weeks, that is. And if you can look, you can see that there are, this is what we call a bowl shape style, or barrel shape style, where the middle right here is right where I'm pointing. Right there is opened up, and the outside, on the outside here, is where you get your fruit. And if you want to know where fruit comes from, we're gonna take a look. Okay, so right here we got a very interesting thing. We have what you call the previous year's growth, so that's less than a year old. No, about almost a year old. Um, right here, these 3 guys, 4 guys, 5 guys, right there. That's where you're gonna get your fruit. These little stubby little guys. That's what you call the fruiting spur. To let you know, um, this is not where you want to graft to. Not at all. In fact, what you want to graft to would be more like something like this. Notice how these buds, if you can look at them, are. Sorry. If you look at these buds right here, they're very narrow and right tight to the growth. This is what we call water shoot. But then right here, you have actual fruiting spurs. You notice how the fruiting spurs jet out and are bulkier. Right here, these buds are thinner. Now, all of these are going to have, all of these right here are going to have growth on them in the form of leaves. But these is where your flowers, and if the Lord allows, even where your fruit's going to come from. Where this is going to be your growth. This is your height. This is how far, how wide it will grow, the tree itself. This is, and well, basically inside of here, actually right here, from where my finger is, roughly about, I'd say, if you wanted to, from where my finger is all the way up, that's what we call a scion. When we cut that off and we put this onto another one of these, that's grafting, a form of grafting. Now, there's many different types, but behind me is yet another um, tree that's been pruned in the previous years. But we're going to do an expedition to see uh, some great things. But as you can see, great things with grafting, that is, if it's allowed. Now, as you can see, what we have here, if you're looking, as I am looking, if you look all the way around this tree, all the way, what we got here is a ton of little fruit that's going to happen. Small little fruit. Of course, it's a crabapple. Now, the one I mentioned over there, that's a Macintosh, which was grafted that way. So you're going to have bigger fruit on that one. I mean, if you look at the size in comparison to the Macintosh right there, that one, you're going to see a little bit of a difference. And obviously that's not only because of the rootstock base, but also because of the quality and quantity, that matter of fruit. You may actually get more fruit off that guy than you would the Macintosh over there. Simple reason being, normally to say, um, what is it there? Crab apples give off more fruit than well-known brand names for apples like Macintosh, Granny Smith, Pink Lady, Gal Gal, which a lot of those are genetically modified, and that really stinks because you won't get what you get. But if you take a crab apple, take the seed, you'll get a crab apple. You take a Macintosh, I believe there's like a 1 in 10,000 ratio chance that you'll get a Macintosh. You know, and that is sad. However, some of the grafting that we're going to be doing will be quite interesting. We'll do the cliff and spice graft. We'll do the tea bark graft and some other grafts. I can show you in a later video on paper, but I wanted you to get an actual feel for the art right out here in my front yard. Like that tree right there is the one we just looked at, and that one right there is the Macintosh. This one's the crab apple. I do have a whole grafting kit, which I will show you, but I just wanted to mark this. I'm not going to show you me grafting per se, but I wanted to show you the trees. Actually, one other thing, I wanted to show you some of the other trees that I plan on grafting to. Now, I've already collected my signs. They're good for a couple months. This is my second season in grafting, so hopefully it goes better. But if you look behind me, if you look right around there, right there, if you look at that, those are some more trees that I also will be grafting into. Again, I want you to get the freshness and the sense of what we're actually doing here and what's going to go on. So hopefully you can join me in my adventures as I'm learning to graft, and maybe we'll learn something new. Now, it's been a lot of documents that I've had to read, a lot of videos on YouTube that I've had to watch, a lot of firsthand experience that I've had to go through. But hopefully, second season, we can get more than 2.